Hello everyone, so today we are going to learn about how to create a robotic DIY car. So here you can see this is our packaging of our four-wheel drive, that is your DIY, that is a do it yourself. So first remove the packaging and let's see what we have inside of it. So after removing the packaging, these are the materials that we have. We have two chassis. These are the two chassis for top and bottom. We have four motors, that is your BO motor, battery operated motor, four VO wheels, and we have some screws, and this is our battery box. So let's also open those. So this is our battery box in which we can connect 1.5 volt batteries. We can connect 4 batteries at a time. Apart from that, we have some wires for our motor. So we need to solder them before connecting them with our chassis. Apart from all these things, what we have this 4 black color brushes which we can connect with our motors to prevent them with our wheels like this, and after that we can connect the wheels on top of it like this. So let's keep them aside for now. So these are our 4 motors, 4 wheels, 4 brushes. Apart from these components, we have some white colored structures which are used to give some height to our chassis. For example, we have these two chassis, so when these are aligned like this, so we need to give a proper gap between both of them. So we can use these. For example, on bottom we have one this, and on top we can use this. So we have a same gap everywhere like this. It will be more clear when we do it practically. We have some screws. See, that's the screws that we are going to use. Apart from that, we have these connectors. So these are the connectors which we are going to use to stuck our BO motor inside our chassis. So let's start by connecting these wires to our BO motor. Now what the point that we have to remember is that here you can see we have two color wires, that is our black and red. And if we see in our BO motor, if we see carefully, we have in the one side we have this conductive plate or conductive section where we can connect these wires. One will be our positive one and one will be our negative one. So what we have to remember that, for example, I am connecting the positive on my, let's say, right hand side, okay, and negative to the left hand side. So I have to do the same process for the others BO motor so that it is easy for us to understand the wiring. So let's start by connecting the wires or soldering them. Okay, so here you can see that we have soldered the wires. So on my right hand side I have red wires. So if I see all my connections, they are symmetrical. On my right hand side each of them has my red wire, and on the opposite side, that is on the left hand side, we have a black wire. So we have soldered the wire, or we have made the wire connection of our wires into our motors. Now what we have to do, we have to attach them in our chassis. So if you see the chassis, we have this brown color layer over it, We can also remove them. If you scratch somewhat, it will remove it, and you can remove it, and it will be transparent. So this brown color layer is mostly used to protect them by the scratches. Okay. Now let's see how we can connect them. So now if you see that on the one side we have some wires connected, on the opposite side we don't have the wires. Now what you have to do, we have to connect the cables like this, so that the wires or the connection, they are inside like this, they are inside. And for connecting making the connection for the wheels, what we have to do, we have to create a connection like that it can easily attach the wire. So like if I connect it like this, my wheel cannot be easily connect. If you see it like this, my wheel, I cannot connect it because I have this object. So I can remove it and I can plug it like this, and now if you see, I can easily connect my wheels here. So like this, our this motor will be connected. Similarly, in front of it, it will be like this, and we can also do the replica on the opposite side. So these are the connections that or these are the how the motor will be connected. Now let's connect them so that we can learn it. So for making connection, we are going to use these connectors. So how to make connect using these connectors? So if you see this chassis, you can see that we have this two area here. So on these two area, what you have to do, from one side we have to plug one, and on the opposite side we have to plug it another one like this. We have to plug these two, and in middle of them we have to connect this BO motor, and inside of it these screws will go. So let's connect one, and we have to do the similar process for the rest of them. Okay. So like this, now use your bolts to connect them. Take one more screw for the top. Like this, the connection will be made. Here you can see we have connected one motor. Now if I insert the BO like the wheel, no, it can easily be inserted. But before inserting them, what we have to do, we can use this black connector. Okay. So if I connect the wheels, you can see, so this is like our chassis will be made. So as I have done for the one, we have to do the similar for the rest of them, that is our 3. So let me do it. Okay. Now when we have connected these two in the same line, now what we have to do, grab both of the same color wires, let's say the black and the red and the red, tear a little bit of them, and after tearing them, just connect them. Remember, we have to connect with the same color. So one will be at the bottom, one will be at the top, like this. One will be at the bottom, one will be at the top. Here you can see. Do the same for your black one. So like this, let's do for the black one also. Let's twist them. Now, after twisting them, if we want to check that the connections are perfect or not, what we have to do, let's connect one wheel. Okay. And similarly connect the another one. Now what you have to do, you have to notice that when I move this one should also be moved in the same direction. Here you can see that when I move this one, the opposite one is also moving in the same direction. So that's how you can check that if the connections are correct or not. Okay. Now after doing that, what you can do, you can remove it and tighten the screws properly. Okay. So for tightening it, use a screwdriver. Okay. So this is a screwdriver. Let's tighten them. Okay. Now similarly we have to do for the another section.
Mr. Light, वो प्रोजेक्ट सही कर देना, परसों इनॉग्रेशन है। उन्होंने से तो प्रोजेक्ट नहीं किया, मेरा प्रोजेक्ट है।
Okay, so this is another motor. Let's do the same procedure. do the similar process. Red wire with the red one, black with the black one. Perfect. So these are our connections, and out of these we have these four wires that are coming out of our chassis. So what we are going to do, we are going to cover it with another chase on top of it. So let's use this and bring out using these holes inside of the chassis the wires. Okay, now this is how our four-wheel drive will look like. Now what we have to do, okay, we have one extra connector, let's put them aside. We are going to use this white connector to place them in between them here like this, so they have a like equal gap between them, even gap. And for connecting them we are going to use this smaller screws. So let's try to connect them. Set. So as I've connected only a single one, here you can see this one, we have to connect at least 4. 1 2 3 4. More than 4 you can connect, but at least 4 we have to connect them. So let's make it quickly. Okay, now we have connected it with the top one only, so we have to connect the screws to the bottom one only so that they are stick to each other. So just flip it and use the screws to connect them. Okay, opposite, so we have to use like this. this is how our 4-wheel drive will look like. Here you can see. Now we have these 4 wires which are coming out of it. So this one section for your right section is for the right part, that is your these 2 motors, and they will be move in a same direction each time. If they are moving clockwise, both will be moving at clockwise, and if they are moving anti-clockwise, both will be moving anti-clockwise, and that will be the same process for the left motor also. Apart from that, we have this battery box. So battery box will be we can easily connect here. We have this holes inside our battery box, so we can use the screws, that is your nut and bolts, to screw them with our chassis. So let's connect it also. So here you can see, as I connected only a single bolt. Now let's connect one more so that they are fixed to the base. So here you can see, so we have easily constructed our 4-wheel drive. Now let's use these bushes. Now these bushes can be connected inside of it as well as outside. Let's connect the rest of the wheels. Okay, so here our 4-wheel drive construction has been completed. This is how our 4-wheel drive construct will be used, and these 4 wires can be connected to a motor driver when we do the coding of it. For example, we are creating an obstacle avoider robot, line follower robot, gesture control, or voice based. So for that we need to program it, and for programming it, we can easily use these 4 wires to run our motor. By that our bot can be moved in, let's say, forward, backward, left as well as right. Okay. That's how our bot will function.